everybody, it's your girl Serena, and in my kitchen today we're making chicken po' boys with homemade garlic tartar sauce. Now a po' boy normally is made with shrimp or some type of seafood, but since I can't eat shrimp and a lot of you out there can't eat shrimp, we're gonna do it with chicken. Let's get ready. All right folks, before I show you the chicken and the homemade tartar sauce, French bread. This is perfect when you make your po' boys. Now, any type of bread, any type of long French bread, Italian bread, whatever you desire is actually good. So what we're gonna do with this, I'm gonna make garlic bread out of this, okay? So let's push this to the side. And then once we open up the bread and get ready to make the sandwiches, we're gonna put lettuce and shredded cabbage, pickles and onions. Now, the flour, I'm actually gonna fry these. I'm not gonna air fry today. In my flour, I have smoked paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, a little Panko Crumbs, salt and pepper. I like to season my flour in addition to, here we go, the chicken and the homemade tartar sauce. Now I already prepared this. Chicken thighs dredged in buttermilk and the homemade tartar sauce, the garlic tartar sauce. And this is how I made these two things. I'm using boneless, skinless chicken thighs. You could use breast meat. You can use boneless breast meat. But thighs to me are so much juicier and it just holds the flavor in so nicely. So cut up your chicken into pieces like this, and then we're gonna season them up and we're gonna let it soak in some buttermilk for about 4 hours or overnight if you have the time. All right, so I'm gonna finish cutting up these chicken thighs, season them up, and put them in the bowl. Okay, so I have the thighs, this boneless, skinless thighs, all cut up into little pieces. Now I'm gonna season them with the seasonings that I normally use, but you have seasoning of choice. But I'm gonna use garlic powder and onion powder. And I'm gonna use a little seasoning salt. And the herbs I'm using is oregano and basil. Dried basil, dried oregano. Pepper, of course. And some smoked paprika. So once you season your chicken, just get in there, use your hands. Don't be afraid, it's not going to bite. It's better this way, that way all the pieces are well seasoned. Okay, and then once I do that, I'm going to wash my hand before I pour in the buttermilk. Okay, now we're gonna add buttermilk. I don't measure how much. Basically, I'm just gonna eyeball it, just enough to cover the chicken. Because we are going to fry these pieces for the po' boys. And add some hot sauce, as much as you want. I'll probably add a little bit more. And get in there again. Mix it all up. Nicely coated. Now, this is gonna sit in the refrigerator for about 4 hours. Or maybe a little less, but I'm not doing it overnight. But you can if you want to do it that way. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up, stick this in the fridge, and we're gonna do the homemade tartar sauce. Hi everybody, okay, I'm back. Now we're gonna make the garlic tartar sauce, homemade garlic tartar sauce. It's really good and it goes so well on the sandwiches. I have a cup of mayo. We're gonna have about a tablespoon of hot spicy mustard, or just spicy brown mustard. I have fresh garlic with some basil, dried basil sprinkled on it, and relish. Relish is optional. If you do not want to use the relish, you could just use mustard, mayo, and garlic and have like a garlic aioli. But the relish gives it just a little sweetness because of the spice of the chicken. It makes a nice combination. All right, so let's mix this up. So let's see here, let's get this mustard. And as always, guys, everything is to taste. So you taste it to see if there's anything that's missing or anything you want to add. So we have about a tablespoon of the mustard. We're gonna do about a teaspoon of the garlic, fresh garlic cloves with the basil. And for the relish, we're gonna do another teaspoon. Let me just wipe this garlic off. We're gonna do another teaspoon of the relish. Well, a hefty teaspoon, because we wanted a little sweetness to go with it. You can add hot sauce to this. That also would taste really good. Is how you want to have it on your chicken po' boys. All right, so just mix it up. I'm gonna throw some smoked paprika on top of this. Before I do, let me give a sample here to make sure that I have everything I want. That's good. Actually, well, that's really good. I can taste that mustard. That mustard pops. But I think I want a little bit more relish. All right, let me get another spoon to taste. I can stir it with this one. Wow, I really taste that garlic. This is so good. Boy, this is gonna be slamming on that chicken. Okay. Oh my God, that's really good. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, so, woo. That garlic is really singing. Singing hallelujah. All right, so I'm gonna throw some smoked paprika on top. Wrap this up, stick it in the fridge. And then when we put the sandwiches together, it's gonna be the delicious homemade garlic tartar. Okay, as you see, I've already started dipping my chicken pieces in the flour. When I season my flour, I actually forgot to mention that the amount of flour is a cup of flour, and then I sprinkle the seasonings in here, and I also put about a half a teaspoon of baking powder for extra rise and crispiness. All right, so I'm gonna continue doing this, and then we're gonna add this to the frying pan and fry it up. In my frying pan, I have olive oil and salted butter, about 2 tablespoons of butter and olive oil. I didn't want too much olive oil because I don't want it too greasy. So I have about maybe a quarter of a cup to a third cup of olive oil and 2 tablespoons of salted butter. Now, to ensure that the grease is ready, before you put your chicken in, because you don't want it to just sit there and grease, pour a little flour in the oil. If you see it bubbling up like that, then basically it's hot. But I'm just still gonna add just 1 piece in there just to test it out. Oh yeah, that's the sound I love to hear. It's ready. I can add the rest of my chicken. Again, I like using chicken thighs because they tend to be juicier. That's just preference. All right, so we're gonna get, without overcrowding my frying pan, I'm gonna get these pieces in here, cook them up, and then drain them on some paper and then do the rest. I am ready to put this sandwich together. This po' boy is going to be so good. We got the crispy fried chicken, the homemade garlic tartar sauce, lettuce and shredded red cabbage, pickles, onions, the French bread. It's all nice and toasty and garlicky. Oh gosh, I just can't. And you know what? I even added fresh corn on the cob. On the corn on the cob, we have, this is so good. Oh, it's hot. Butter, honey, sprinkled with some fresh parsley. This honey butter on corn on the cob is just an added treat to your po' boys. All right, I'm gonna put the sandwich together. I am just talking way too much. So we're gonna start off with the tartar. Let's see, okay. Make sure we get a good view. All right. Now, you put as much tartar sauce as you want, homemade tartar. This is good. Then I'm gonna lay the pickles. By the way, these are sweet pickles, not sour, half sour, or dill. These are sweet. I like a lot of pickles. And we have fresh onions. Now the lettuce and the shredded cabbage. You know what? Eating a chicken po' boy, I don't even miss shrimp. I know that sounds horrible, but you know what? I don't, because I can't eat it anyway. All right, so now we're gonna put the chicken in here. I'm gonna push everything out of the way, and then I am going to sample before I say bye-bye. All right, be right back. Let me push everything aside so I can sample the goodness. Oh my gosh, now that this sandwich is all complete and this bread is just oozing out with deliciousness, let me tell you about the corn. I made fresh ear corn, and I made a honey butter drizzle. Honey, some butter, throw it in the microwave, drizzle it all over the corn to your taste and liking. Now, before I actually grab this two-hand, two-napkin sandwich, I just want to tell you, subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment, enjoy life, and you know what? Make a chicken po' boy. All right. Thanks for joining me, and bon appetit. Delicious.